Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunday nights for the full throttle face-off. Tanso versus OGRL, round 3, Oulton Park, without Brittens. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham. Track length 4.28 kilometres or 2.692 miles, and we don't have a Brittens chicane. What is Brittens chicane? Well, basically, it's the first one after Shell Oils, which is the hairpin on the right-hand side of the track map. I'll give you a quick rundown of scores. Tanso are out in front at the moment on 339 points. OGRL in second with 311. Ryan Merriam leads the champ standing tow on 95. He's closely followed by Ryan Dudley from Team Tanso on 89. And then Rick Wishon from OGRL rounds out the top 3 on 88. Lee Ryland's Tanso from 70. OGRL's Cameron Fredericks on 69. And you got Simon McPhee, Alan McCain, Josh Arnold and Dan Foster for Team Tanso, with Dan Wareham bringing up the final spot in the top 10 there as well. Going to be very interesting for you this evening. 2 races coming up. We've got a 20-minute first race, closely followed by a 25-minute second race. Grid will be set from finishing positions in race number 1. Quali is just coming to the end here. We've got 2 minutes on the clock, ready to go there, and it's going to be very, very exciting here this evening as well. Let's welcome in Jim into the booth. Jim, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, man, good to be here. I was just sitting here looking at the timing and scoring while you were running through the points, and man, it's a little lopsided. There's a lot of red on top right now.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Man, alive.
A lot of red. This one, of course, was picked by the boys of Tanso, which is no surprise why they're doing so well, really. I think overall that's always going to be the case, I think, currently going into this, especially with the fact that obviously Tanso picked one race, then obviously OGRL pick another, and I think this is just the way it's going to go throughout this. Obviously, next time out on May the 4th, we got May the 4th be with you, but if any Star Wars fans were. We've got Willow Springs picked by OGRL with Brand Tax GP after for Tanso, and then VIR Grand Course for OGRL once again as well. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you ain't going to understand that reference. Good evening, Mrs. Lynn Turner. No giving me grief. I've given you the first letters already. Sean. Well, let's just say I was reminded.
Yes, you were reminded.
Yeah, that's about as much as I'm going to tell you, Lynn, for that one. But there we go.
Right.
I don't want to give away everything that goes on in a broadcast when Sean jumps in. But there we go. We've got 38 seconds left of qualifying. And at the moment, as you say, it's a lot of red up front. Dan Wareham in pit lane on a 146.122. Arnold, Josh Arnold there in second. Dan Foster in third. And Ryan Dudley in fourth. Closely followed by Rick Wishon here on your screen at the moment. Stanley Jr. sitting in 10th is out on the racetrack, and so is Chris Slane from OGRL, but he's all the way down in 24th. Mikey Dolan in 14th place there as well. We got Curtis Matthews out on the racetrack. Once again, I will give you a little thing that I received earlier on from Curtis as well. Me and him were talking after the broadcast earlier on as well. We'll do this while they go and line up for quali. He lost a good friend on Thursday when unfortunately his plane crashed. He was landing for an air show at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, USA. His name was Rob Holland. As well, and they became friends when they were stationed at the US Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron Blue Angels, and he's dedicating his TR-86 race to him as well. And Rob there is full of accolades. I mean, the Muller Trophy recipient, 6-time world freestyle aerobatic champion in 2011, 2013, 15, 17, 19 and 24. You know, there was a lot that this guy's achieved as well. If anybody wants to know more, I can post a link to the article that unfortunately took this young man's life, but you can go and check it out there as well. But a big shout out to Curtis Matthews, and much love and good luck today. Dan Wareham leading the way with Josh Arnold in second and Foster, Ryan Dudley in fourth. All Tanso front row, well, front four. Then you got Rick Wisham, Matt Benson, Adrian Hadfield, Peter Woodmore, Sean Atkinson, Stanley Jr., Marion Sebastian, and Alan McCain. I have never seen a Tanso dominated top 12 as that one. Then you got Bradley Tidwell, Cam Fredericks, Lee Rylands, Ryan Merriam, Rick Wishon, Will Bailey, Carlos Ruiz there from OGRL, and Neil Kennedy rounding out the top 20. Curtis Matthews, good luck, buddy. Dean Cummings, Mikey Dolan, and Chris Slane rounded out the top 24. And then behind that is Stuart Brearley, Ego Soterio, Terry Atkinson, Rick Sanchez, Joseph Lopez, Jack DeGrand, and John Johnson at the back end. But ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. It's going to be green time very, very shortly, which basically means fireworks aplenty are going to take shape here this evening once more. So much love to everybody that's here. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells. If you haven't already, please just give it a thumbs up. It takes 2 minutes there, and it would be absolutely awesome. Right, we're just waiting for the lights. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages. It is round 3, race 1, Oulton Park without Brittens. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We are green, 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 green. Dan Wareham, Josh Arnold, Diane Foster, Ryan Dudley, all on the front 4. They got away cleanly. Rick Wishon did not make any progress whatsoever. Look at a Tanso-dominated machines coming through there, Jim. It is just unbelievable. A Tanso massacre happening within the OGRL.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm a bit surprised. I mean, they've been fast all season so far, but this is crazy. And to say it's all because of this track, I don't know about that. Everybody's raced this track a bunch.
Well, look at it in a moment. Tanso 1, 2, 3, 4. OGRL 5, 7. Tanso right the way down to 13. It's basically an 11-2 split going on at the moment in the top 13. Matt Benson.
Oh, there
it's
we
just
go.
had contact with Stanley Jr. Him and Matt Benson, unfortunately, have just gone off. Stanley Jr. now going to drop, well, both of them are going to drop all the way back on down to the bottom of the standings. That's putting OGRL, Tidwell, Fredericks, and Merriam group on the left-hand side of your screen, but it is Tanso in and around them. There's a green car there as well. Where's your livery, son? Hey, what's all that about? Who is the green car? It's not Will Bailey. I think it's Neil Kennedy. Neil Kennedy's got no livery on his car there. Naughty, naughty boy. Somebody off in the background at the same time, I believe.
That's because he doesn't have a livery either.
Yeah, Joseph Lopez, I think.
Oh, that's the only hands. Well, never mind. That's.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, what's that sign? Oh.
Unfortunately for Joseph Lopez, dropped down the order as well. But Ryan Merriam started making his way up through the field, up 2 spots, just about to go and overtake Neil Kennedy. But it is Tanso 1, 2, 3, 4 here, Jim, and it's getting quite spicy.
Yeah, and 6, 7, 8, 9. This is, man. I guess at this point, Tanso's just got to watch out and make sure they don't take themselves out. You know, we've had a little bit of that issues this year with that. Each of them wrecking each other. Terry Atkinson looks like is off the course and dropping down the list as well.
Ryan Merriam, Curtis Matthews in pit lane. Both of them already. Matthews, unfortunately, is coming to a stop. Ryan Merriam, drive through. I think that was for a jump start right at the beginning for him. Terry Atkinson's dropped down the field as well, trying to find a reason as to what happened. Well, this might give us a better idea. Is this going to be a tangle? Did he just run wide all on his own? Unfortunately for Terry, spun up that machine, round he goes, and boink into the tyre wall for him. But at the moment, Ryan Dudley, Dan Wareham, Josh Arnold leading the front here, Jim, looking pretty much unstoppable.
Oh yeah, they're looking strong, and they're just running a freight train, dragging old Rick Wisham along with them there. I really am kind of shocked by this result. I did not think it was going to be like this today.
Yeah, well,
and you've got the strongest OGRL guys doesn't have a drive through, so he's all the way down at 29th place.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ryan Merriam there. All the way down the order, these guys really mixing out. Alan McCain is in there with Marion Sebastian. Peter Woodmore tucked in at the same time. Come on, TRG, he says that for the Tanso Racing Group. Connor Pink, how biased of you. Cam Fredericks and Bradley Tidwell locked in behind, but at the moment in the top 11, OGRL 8, Tanso 8, OGRL 3, Jim, and we know how they score points, but unfortunately for OGRL, it's not looking too clever.
No, it's not looking good at all. I'm waiting to see somebody, make some moves, and like I said, Ryan Merriam points leader for the championship, and he's down in 28th place. Oh, there's another OGRL car going around.
Bradley
That's a Tidwell too.
Yeah, he was on the outside. I don't know if there was 100% contact coming down into Cascades. Tidwell turn. Oh no, he's hit the grass.
Oh no.
All on his own. That back right-hand side wheel on the grass. That leaves Wisham fighting it out with 4 Tanso boys, and at the moment, not doing well. Can't really do anything by the looks of it.
Oh, he's just trapped in a big Tanso sandwich there. He got 4 guys in front of him and 4 guys behind him. I mean, you got 2 guys in the top 10 and one of them's in 10th place for OGRL right now.
There you go. Wisham's gained a place. He's in 4th now, being the sole OGRL. You can see there's dropping down the order there. Josh Arnold. It's just allowed Sean Atkinson to go through. Atkinson sitting in 4th in Tanso, 5th overall. But Rick Wisham putting Dan Foster under pressure here as well. Is he going to be able to make this work?
He certainly doesn't have any help up there to, help him move along. If they really wanted to, they could gang up on him and shuffle him, At this point, I don't think they're too worried.
No, Fredericks has just gone past Sebastian as well. Rick Wisham here trying to solely drag the team up. It's OGRL all at the bottom. 28th, 29th, 30th and 31st. Terry Atkinson down at 27th. Junior has just cleared John Johnson. So that's a place gained in the top 23 for him. And then behind that is Joseph Lopez and Mr. John Johnson there. But
you've got 5. Oh, sorry. You said down at the bottom, you got 5 OGRL guys down at the very bottom, and they're all out of none of those positions pay any points at all.
No.
Everything, you only paid them 25, so everybody below 25 is not getting any points at all right now.
No, and I can tell you it is 17 to Tanso and 8 to OGRL. And let's not forget that these places will set the grid for race number 2. And at the moment, it's Tanso all the way through. Sean Atkinson in 3rd at the moment. Great drive from him. He passed Josh Arnold. Rick Wisham under pressure.
He's getting shuffled.
But yeah, he's going backwards more than he is going forwards.
Yeah, he got shuffled out there. He had gotten up to 4th place. Now he's back in 6th.
Yeah, unfortunately for Rick Wisham, got a little bit bullied. And for him,
talk about the kid losing his school money and his sneakers. That's what's happening up there right now, for sure.
Yeah, he definitely did. Unfortunately for Rick Wisham, he's gone backwards more than he's gone forwards. Soterio here fighting with Dean Cummins. He's going to go and make a move into Lodge, the final corner really on the racetrack before you go down and drop down Deer Leap and then into Old Hall. These guys continuing to fight at the moment and still scrapping it away. Bradley Tidwell there. Rick Sanchez is still 8 to 17 in the top 25. OGRL are looking basically like Evander Holyfield did after Mike Tyson. They've got one ear up front, and that's Rick Wisham, and the other ear is badly bitten off, and they're all at the bottom, Jim.
That's a great analogy. Yes, that's about what has happened here. Yeah, Wisham's getting shuffled backwards. The problem is these points positions pay in order of finish, and they get progressively lower. Tanso's got everybody up at the top scoring all the points. Even you said it was 17 to 8 or whatever, but the problem is most of the OGRL 8 is at the bottom. That Ryan Merriam has at least got back up into a points paying position after that drive-through penalty. So he's starting to sort of work his way back up.
Yeah, but at the moment he's still sitting in 23rd.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I think that was Grass. Soterio, watch the OGRL behind. Watch his left-hand side. Does he go over too far? No, misses his braking point. Tries to go around him. But there goes Soterio, I'll give you that. He did try and avoid him. But unfortunately, that's
Yeah,
another
he
one
did.
out.
Yeah, he did make that was an honest mistake there. Oh, I believe I just saw out of the corner of my eye, a OGRL car flipping and rolling.
I know Stanley Jr.'s that was his moment earlier on. Who was it upside? Whoa!
Look at this. What in the world? 3 of them together, and they...
2 of them take each other out.
What in the world was that?
Chris Slane, I think. Oh, Slane gets it wrong. Is that Matthews? That is Curtis Matthews. Upside down. How did he end up there? Wow,
it's like
he
they
carried
slowed
so much speed.
Well, why did they slow there, though? That's before the braking zone for that chicane.
Should be full flat going over the hill, and it wasn't clearly.
No, for some reason, both of them stopped or slowed way down. And then Curtis just flew up on him like, again, it was, one of those situations where you don't expect them to be stopping there.
No, very, very bizarre. That'll be on Idiots of the Week. Are you going to clip it and send it?
That probably will be on Idiots of the Week.
Toxic Munchkin, play nice, buddy. Come on. Spoke about this before. Keep comments like that in the Discord. Nothing to do with me. As these guys continue to fight. Captain Fredericks in behind. Rick Wisham there as well. It's an 18 split in the 25-7. Soterio, Slane, Sanchez, DeGrand, Junior and Matthews. Not going to score points for OGRL. It's a very Tanso dominated one at the moment. That was nice.
Every points paying, non-points paying position is filled by OGRL right now.
Yep.
Oh man, it's like I'm shocked.
Will Bailey's just got up the inside of Neil Kennedy. Kennedy in the Tanso team, just unfortunately doesn't have his livery. Camp Fredericks has got Marion Sebastian in behind him. And then we've got Peter Woodmore further up. He's got Dan Foster pressurising him. Ryan Dudley and Dan Wareham, well, they're about as close as you could be.
They are.
Do you know what? If they take each other out now, it's just going to go all wrong. 8 minutes on the clock here. But yeah, it's all starting to settle down just a little bit. Marion Sebastian having to go over Fredericks. Is he going to be able to get there as well? Through the left-hander, up through Clay Hill they go, then past the water tower. Here, now coming into the little double right-hander of Druids. Point, aim, shoot. Didn't quite shoot it enough, but he's closing in at the moment. 4 attempts, dropping down now. Coming down into 3. Now through the right-hander. Ooh, little bit of on the power early there, Jim, and he got a little bit of slide on. What's your opinion on Dan Wareham? Personally, I think he's really good. I would probably say that at 5.3k there, Mr. Echo. I'm not going to lie. At 5.3k. Yeah.
And fast every week.
Yeah,
consistently up front.
Stacey Merriam, hello, she says. Hello, but yeah, unfortunately, Ryan is sitting down in 19th for the moment, Stacey. He had a drive for at the beginning for what I believe to be a jump start. And unfortunately for him, he did end up losing positions. I can have a quick look at that, actually, start.
He's actually recovering pretty well, though. He's starting to make up positions now, finally.
Oh, he did. 2 of them did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what in
the world?
Who the hell was that from OGRL? Was that Michael? No, it wasn't Michael Doland.
No, he's not OGRL.
No, I don't know who that was, but yeah, there was a definite jump start there. Rick Wisham, Arnold. Oh, Wisham.
No.
Oh,
Wisham kept going. He's going to drop out of the top 10, maybe. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He's hanging on.
7th.
We got 7. OGRL's got 7 out of the top. They got 2 spots in the top 12, and they're 7th and 8th.
Absolutely not.
This is going to be this ain't going to be good.
Running
This
side by
is not
side.
going to be good.
Oh, there was contact before they'd even got in there. That was the bizarrest part. So there was a little bit of lean in. Rick Wisham and Cam Fredericks side by side at the moment. Lynn Turner, no! She says, as poor old Sean goes down the order. Somebody's just gone into the wall. Peter Woodmore has just gone and clattered the wall, and I can tell you why. Coming out of Lodge, he's hit the bump, he's accelerated on the crest, and unfortunately that's put him straight in the wall. Here we go, round he goes.
Oh.
Bang for Peter Woodmore, straight into the wall. That's going to drop him out. Top 25 is still an 17-8 split, but that's going to change very, very shortly. Cam Fredericks there, I see that. He has barely had any practice time this past week. Go, bud, she says. Stacey Merriam there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't practice time that got him. It was just a jump start.
Yeah, him getting a little bit excited.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, right at the beginning, there was a couple of them that did that. And I think one of them was due to tunnel vision. And we've got Carlos Ruiz sitting down in 17th. Him and John Johnson running side by side. Coming into the left-hander of Islands. And Johnson has gone through as Ruiz going to try and come back out of him. At him in Shell Oils he is. He's going to try and use that high wide banking on the outside. Never going to work. Johnson's always got the inside line. And Johnston has kept that position and kept it away from Carlos Ruiz. As Ruiz now looks at getting back at him, Jim.
Yeah, this Carlos is first week racing in this series, I believe. He's been around a while, and he's a pretty good GT3 driver, pretty quick. I don't know how much experience he's got in these GR86s. They definitely drive a lot different than those GT3 cars, but to be honest, when I saw he was here, I thought, oh, well, OGRL's brought in a guy to run up front for him, and but right now he hadn't found his pace in these cars yet, and then he had an incident early on that dropped him back even further.
Yeah, Will Bailey's under pressure from Kennedy. Him and Kennedy have not left each other alone coming into turn number 1 at the moment. Bailey holds on. Kennedy stays there in about half a second mark. Bailey's running a little bit wide here. I missed the start of the race. It's all right. Don't worry. I forgive you, Stace. It's fine.
Right.
Yep. Right.
Well, James showed you the important part there just a second ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That jump. I still want to know who that was. It just turned it straight into the wall at the start.
No, I don't really know who that was then. But Kennedy now looking up the inside. Is he going to make it through? No. 2.5 minutes on the clock. The leader is coming through, Knickerbrook, here currently. And he's got 28 in front of him, which gives Rich Sanchez there. Here we go.
Is it gonna be a 1-1, or are we gonna? Yeah, it's probably gonna be a 1-1.
Yeah. OGRL Bailey, OGRL Wisham.
Oh! Hey, he clipped that tire barrier going through that chicane.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately on that one, Will Bailey. What are you on about, dude? That's all I'm going to say to you. What are you on about? Some people. Oh, he did. He turned in early and unfortunately hit that barrier there again. And we'll see what goes on here. But Dan Foster, Rick Wisham and Cam Fredericks still continuing the fight. 1 minute 53. There's going to be one more here, I think. As these guys are continuing to scrap it out. Dan Wareham, Ryan Dudley, Arnold, McCain, Foster. Then we've got Wisham and Fredericks, Sebastian Hadfield, Rylands and Atkinson. It's a 9-3 split in the top 12. Wisham's trying to make his way through. He's cleared Kennedy. And we've got Bradley Tidwell sitting in 16th and Ryan Merriam down in 17th at the moment, recovering well. But Bailey, Slane, Matthews and Jr. all in pit lane. Matthews and Jr. have been in there for 9 minutes. Slane's just gone back in and we've seen what's happened to Bailey after he bumped the tyre wall. This is what happened to Chris Slane as well. This all on his own. Oh, it is. Oh, dear, bro. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Straight into the wall for Chris Slane.
Yeah, that was. He just unfortunately got out there in that grass, and when he did, it got bumpy and just sent that little. As I said, these cars are very springy, so you get them bouncing, and they'll go all over the place.
Definitely. Rick Wisham, Fredericks continue on as they continue to fight, trying to put them cat amongst the pigeons with Alan McCain in front of him and Foster there as well. It's getting very interesting. Coming on to the final lap, Dan Wareham going to take the white flag here. Over he goes, checkered flag, a waving. Wareham leading the way from Dudley. Dudley leading from Arnold. Arnold leading from Foster. Foster's got McCain, Wisham and Fredericks in close proximity on the final lap here, Jim.
Yeah, if OGRL doesn't do something here pretty quick, it's going to be a 15-5 top 20.
Yeah, I don't think they could do anything, Jim.
Not much. I mean, Carlos could theoretically move up in past Terry Atkins, but there's 3 seconds apart, so that would really require Terry to make a mistake. Yeah, it's going to be 15-5 if nothing changes.
Yeah. Which is
Ooh, that's a beat down.
Tanso grabbed a lot of spots here. Right.
A lot of points, too.
Yeah, Dan Wareham sitting in first. Ryan Dudley in second place. Now on the run up into Knickerbrook. Foster leading away in fourth. Then you got McCain in there. Wisham, Fredericks. Doesn't look like anything's going to change here from race number one. And I can safely say I think Dan Wareham's going to wrap up this victory, Jim, without any much problems at all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's had a... Oh, my goodness. What in the... Oh!
Alan McCain.
Who was it? Was it McCain? Yeah.
How did he end up there?
No, that's a bump. He got hit, I believe. Yep.
Oh, he did. Cam Frederick. Oh, that was Rick Wisham.
That was Wisham, yeah.
They just got a little bit close together. Dan Wareham's going to come around the final corner now. Wareham's going to take this victory in race number one. And a great job from Dan Wareham. Over the line he goes. Wraps up the win for Tanso. Ryan Dudley comes in at second place. And then Arnold comes over the line in third. So Tanso, 1, 2, 3. And Dudley is pirouetting. Ouch. Rick Wisham comes over the line in fifth and sixth. First of the OGRL runners with Cam Fredericks. But it's Tanso all after that. Sebastian, Hadfield, Rylands, Sean Atkinson, and Alan McCain all come through. And then Rick Wisham further back. Richard Wisham and Rick Wisham. Ooh, that's nice. Is that Dad and
Son? That would confuse me.
It's got to be Dad and Son, isn't it? The question is, which way round is it? That's about it on the close battles here. John Johnson, Terry Atkinson, Ruiz still got to come over the line. Ruiz is chasing down Atkinson all the way to the line. Is he going to be able to get him here? Nope. Ruiz just flashed the light, says, well done, congratulations.
He did close up that 3 second gap, but he didn't have enough time to get by him.
No, Michael Dolanek comes over the line in 23rd. As well, bit of a rough one for them.
This all goes back to qualifying, though. They did not qualify well, and it set them up for exactly what just happened here. And now they're going to just be in horrible starting position for this next race.
Well, yeah, I'm not really sure what the guys at the back have got to do, to be honest, apart from get quicker.
Yeah.
You know, as the saying goes, get good, scrub. I think that's basically the only thing I can see them trying to do, Jim. They've just got absolutely smashed.
They did get smashed. You just called the OGRL guys scrubs.
No, I'm just saying, as the saying goes, you know, my son says it to me all the time on that one. Get good, scrub. Oh, thanks, mate. Cheeky little rascal. Right, let's bring
he is.
Yeah, but the difference is he's my child. I wouldn't expect anything less. Right, here are the results from heat number one. Dan Wareham is your winner for Tanso. Ryan Dudley in second place. Change it over there. Josh Arnold in third, and Dan Foster rounding out the 4. Then Rick Wisham and Cam Fredericks. And you got Marion Sebastian, Adrian Hadfield, Lee Ryland, Sean Atkinson, Alan McCain, top 11. Richard Wisham in 12th, and Neil Kennedy, Matt Benson, Stuart Brearley. Ryan Marion recovered to 16th. A great job from him with Bradley Tidwell and Joseph Lopez in behind that one. Then you got John Johnson, Terry Atkinson, Carlos Ruiz, Dean Cummins, Michael Dolan, Egov Soterio, Peter Woodmore, Rick Sanchez, Will Bailey, Jack DeGrand, Chris Lane, Stanley Jr. and Curtis Matthews. Going to try and bring up the championship standings again, see if it will. Nope, it's still not bringing up anything here, unfortunately, on that one. Little bit confused why it's doing that one. So there we go. Hopefully it will work.
It may have something to do with that update that happened this week. Oh, the craziness in iRacing may have thrown something off.
Oh, there was a lot of issues, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. We had numerous in the middle of the prime driving time. We had numerous maintenances this week. At least 2 or 3. They went to maintenance right in the heart of drive time.
Yeah, they definitely did. So there we go. But they did it as well. And it's not been nice. It's not been very nice to me as well. Sean Maloney, I believe in Joe Lopez. And then Connor Pink there as well. Come on, Sean, you can do it. With Lynn Turner, nice one, TRG as well. So fair play to them. It's been a great.
I'm trying to think where I know Connor Pink from. Does he race in the GT3 series?
Yeah, he does GT3s on a Monday.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I did his race last week.
Yeah, he's normally got a livery picked by the wife because, you know, as men, we all know we wear the trousers, they pick the colour. So
that's right.
Unfortunately for Connor, he ended up with a Vegemite livery or something last time out as well, which is a bit disturbing. But she picked it. So there we go. You know what I mean?
Oh, Vegemite.
Yeah, it was Vegemite or something. But he did have a nice, I think it was the McLaren silver livery he had on last week as well. That looked very nice. I think it was last week or the week before.
Oh, was that him that had? Yeah, no, he was running last week. The week before you were in that, and then last week he ran he ran the old throwback Ayrton Senna Marlboro McLaren livery. I think maybe.
Don't know. I just remember him in the McLaren silver and red. I think it was. But there we go. Never mind. Can't help it. I have no say on what colour Sean has. Don't lie, Lynn. If Sean come down in a pink pair of trousers with a black shirt, you'll instantly tell him to go back upstairs and put on the correct colour trousers. Lynn Turner, don't tell fibs. We all, you know what I mean? I say it to my wife all the time. I wear the trousers. She just picks the colour. So
that's right.
You know what I mean? We know where our bread is.
In my case, I wear the shorts and my wife picks the color.
See?
Oh, who's that getting?
Unfortunately, that is Bradley Tidwell on that one. But
it's crazy to me that OGRL is struggling this bad. This track is well known by everybody on iRacing. You had to come up racing this track through the D class and the rookie class stuff. This is everybody's got so many laps on this track. I don't see how they were that far off. Like next week, that's going to be a course that maybe a lot of the Brittens haven't driven, because it's Willow Springs, right? But this track here is extremely popular. I just cannot believe that they struggled that bad in qualifying on a track that's popular.
Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? I do get it, but there we go. It is what it is, isn't it? They're going to have to try and come back here for race number 2. See how they get on. Connor with his 5 minutes of fame. That's me! They're talking about me, Mama, on TV!
So he was in that throwback Senna livery this week. That was a good-looking car.
It wasn't Senna, was it? It was the McLaren and
No.
silver
Well, I don't know.
wasn't it?
I don't know who he was saying that's me. Was that the silver car?
No, the fact that he was talking about the Vegemite livery. I'm going to presume so. I don't really know. To be honest,
either way, we're talking about you.
Yeah, and either way, his wife picks it, or Mrs. Girlfriend. I don't know what part of their stage of relationship there was, fiance, maybe. But she picked it. She picked the Vegemite one. But she did have great pleasure in saying last week that he picked his own. So, there you go.
Well, they make us feel like we actually have a choice sometimes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was probably a hint, wasn't there? Oh, oh, Connor, that one looks really nice.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Lev, I'll pick that one. So, although he thinks he picked he picked it. She probably, it was more like Inception, and she planted the seed or something.
Here we go.
Maybe. Who knows? Sorry, Connor. I'm just waffling on at this moment while warm-up's going through. Right, here we go. Dan Wareham, Ryan Dudley leading the 1-2 again with Arnold and Foster. And then we've got Rick Wisham and Cam Fredericks, 5th and 6th. Marion Sebastian, Adrian Hadfield, Lee Rylands and Sean Atkinson round out the top 10. Alan McCain in 11th. Then Richard Wisham in 12th place. Then behind that, we've got Neil Kennedy, Matt Benson, Stuart Brearley, Ryan Merriam in 16th. With Bradley Tidwell, Joseph Lopez, John Johnson, Terry Atkinson in the top 20. Carlos Ruiz, Dean Cummins, Michael Dolan, Igor Satiro in behind that. Then Peter Woodmore, Rick Sanchez, Will Bailey, Jack DeGrand, Chris Lane, Stanley Jr. and Curtis Matthews. So many people purple at the bottom. He's going to have to try and get it sorted out here because at the moment it looks a little bit bonkers on that one. With them guys as well. Us women are the voice of reason. I agree. There you go. How do you know, says Connor? Mate, I'm married, mate. Come on. We all know.
Yeah. Experience.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Here we go. 3, 4, 5. We're green here once more. Tanso got off the line, 25 minutes. Wareham, Dudley, Arnold. Then we've got Wisham and Fredericks in behind it. Don't worry, Lynn, I've got you. There you go. First initials popping up as well. Marion Sebastian, Lee Rylands and Sean Atkinson round out the top 8. But at the moment, Wareham on the run down into Cascades, getting the job done here. OGRL moving in behind a Cam Fredericks and Rick Wisham with Marion Sebastian. Richard Wisham is trying to get his way forward as well. Got to be a little bit careful. Ryan Merriam up 5 places already after the start.
Look at that.
And he's sitting in 11th place. Great climb from Ryan.
He timed that one right, didn't he? He made up for that last one. That's great. Also, Cam Frederick got off pretty nice. He picked up 2 spots there right off the bat. That was close. I'm not sure who that was, but that was really close. That OGRL guy getting tagged in the rear end there.
Yeah, Dan Foster, I think, has had a problem because he's dropped all the way down the order. He has had an issue as Dan. What did he do, and was it on his own? Oh, no. Is it? I think he's gone through, found that there was no room, swerved, hit the grass, and then unfortunately for Dan, he was all out of sorts. But Mr. Wareham up the front with Mr. Dudley in behind him, Mr. Arnold in behind that. Absolutely ruling the 1, 2, 3 again here, Jim.
Yeah, they. I mean, that's not surprising, given that they had the first 4 spots taken off. They were certainly going to protect themselves, but it'd be interesting to see how it plays out now. You got Frederick and Wisham, who can both be quick. They just got to make their move before Wareham gets too far away, because he'll leave. Look at this.
Arnold nearly snapped there. He had a big old snap coming out of Deer Leap.
Yeah.
Atkinson's going down the order. Sean is plunging.
He spun.
Oh, Sean Atkinson, what have you done, son?
That typical spin right there gets you every time.
Yeah, I do wonder if there was a little bit of contact from that OGRL behind,
Oh, my goodness. There's a big wreck back there with Dolan, I think. I'm not sure. It might not be Dolan.
Oh, it is. It is Dolan. Michael Dolan and Joseph Lopez.
This one was big.
Wow, they're coming back in the track.
It's not over.
It's not. Nope. Whoa. Holy schmolies.
That was at least 3 Tanso cars right there involved in that.
Terry Atkinson. Oh, he gets hit, and then watch this.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
We ain't done. Here we go. Bang.
Oh.
He literally got shot out of the track limits, straight back to pit lane. And unfortunately for Terry, it was all game over. But that started, I think, with Sean. May have had his own drama. He had his own drama. So Sean comes back on there. Terry goes off here. But there's somebody in front, I think. Is that Stuart Brearley? Oh, it was Stu. He snaps it back. Bang. Here he goes. Watch Terry.
That's
Watch
2,
this.
3.
Terry's over, coming and done at the moment, but he's already gone. That's it. He's off into yonder. But that took out Atkinson.
That was like five cars right there, all Tanso.
Yeah. That's going to level up the top 25. It's a 13 to 12. No, it's not. It's going to be less than that now.
Wisham. Something happened to Wisham. He's gone, man. Is he? Yeah, he dropped 17 spots.
He's entered in pit lane. He left the pit lane. I think there may have been a drive-through for Rick there. Oh, no, he's there. You do. Oh, same thing. Bang.
Big hit, too.
Yeah, that was Carlos Ruiz. Whoa!
Yeah, that's Ruiz, 14. That's Carlos, yeah.
No. Watch this.
Well, who's the guy had the green wheels on his car? Because he was...
Watch. OGRL, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Matthews hits Rick Wisham. But why? On board we go. We're going to have a look now. That's OGRL out as much as it is on Tanso.
Yeah.
Oh, he's sliding. He can't do anything. Oh, boy, brother. He was already sliding. But
so was Wisham tore up? Was Wisham tore up, or did he just spin and not hurt his car?
No, Wisham went into pit lane. Okay.
Okay.
Watch. So as he was coming out of pit lane, he knew nothing about what was going on the outside of him at this moment in time. So poor old Rick Wisham is just plodding out of pit lane. Watch Curtis Matthews, last car on there, starts sliding, bang! Wisham, he's just literally unaware that Matthews was coming at him. He just didn't know anything about it.
Wow.
Unfortunately for Rick,
goodness.
Watch. He literally knows nothing. I'll keep an eye out here. Watch Matthews come around this corner. There he is. He just slides across. Bang! And unfortunately for us, we do this. Yeah.
Great camera work there. That was awesome by you. That showed it great. That was fantastic.
We've had OGRL as much as we have in Tanso. The top 25 at the moment.
It just shifted back the other way again.
It's 16-9 to Tanso. Ryan Dudley sitting in third. How are we supposed to keep up with all this? Oi, I don't even know, mate. I'm trying to do the camera, Sparky. How do you think I feel? But yeah, there was a lot going on there. And the front three of Wareham, Arnold and Dudley from Tanso. Frederick's the only representative from OGRL in the top 5. Then Richard and Ryan. Richard Wisham and Ryan Merriam. If I was Richard, I'd be like, you go ahead of me, son. Go for your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for several reasons. Ryan Merriam is fast. He's the points leader. You know, he's got a chance to maybe get up there and get a top 5. You know, but if he's fighting with a teammate to get by, maybe not. You know what I mean? There's still plenty of time.
I'm going to find out here what's going to happen, but this has just been absolute bonkers. Lynn there as well. Another eventful one. I think, Lynn, we're going to see this all season. I have this funny feeling.
Well, I mean, these cars and this type of competition breed this kind of stuff. But again, it's all about what you're looking for. I like this kind of madness. You know, it's fun for me. Yeah. It's been a good weekend for that. I have to say, I've had plenty of entertainment this weekend. It is a full moon. There's no doubt about it. It's that moon cycle.
Yeah, I told you it's a full moon cycle today, this weekend. It must be, because it's just been absolutely bonkers in every league we broadcasted. We've got Cam Fredericks up here. He's got Rylands in back. That is a back marker in behind him there. That is Curtis Matthews. So Matthews can either play a part now and maybe just make things a little bit more difficult for the likes of Rylands and Marion Sebastian, or he'll hop out the way straight away here. So,
well, my guess is that Curtis will probably get out of the way. He's a military guy. You know, they tend to be a little more, you know, like respectful kind of, you know, they're not going to, he's a back marker. He's not going to try to block guys on the, you know, on the lead lap. I don't think. That's not his style, from what I know about him.
Well, we'll find out very, very shortly. Is he still ahead of the boys in Tanso? He is. There's the two of them. The problem is where is he going to have the opportunity? If he is going to move out of the way, where is he going to move?
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. It's got to be now. If you are, there you go. Look at that. Yep. Even when he can hold up the people in front playing for his team, he just moves over there.
I mean, I can't fault him for that. He's, we watched that happen earlier today, and we certainly had the opposite opinion about it then, So I think that's a good move. I mean, I get the whole team thing, and that would have helped a little, but I also can appreciate the respect for guys that are on the lead lap as well. So.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that one. What I do want to try and do is, if I can.
Oh, by the way, Merriam got by Wisham.
Yeah, so, he let him through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why they've taken that away. I'm trying to show you the splits. There you go. You look down at 25, which is currently Curtis Matthews. So down in 11th. The 14-11 split to Tanso in the top 25. Now, you say, why is that important? And that's important because only 25 score points. Other than that, you don't. So at the moment, OGRL struggled in the first race. They're 11-14 behind in the second race. And at the moment, it's not looking too clever. But let's bring you back to the overalls. You can see it there as well. And
I mean, the bad part about it is, the split is bad enough, but the problem is they just don't have very many of those top higher paying point positions. The ones that pay 25 and 24 and 23, those are all taken up by Tanso guys.
Yeah. I think for me, the interesting thing as well is they're not, but what I would have expected in here, the likes of Ryan Merriam, Bradley Lovins, I know he's got a lot going on at the moment here as well. David Van Roy, Alfie Nichols, all of these guys I would have thought have been repping, but they're not here. And, Ryan Merriam is probably the team carrier leading that championship, as you know. And at the moment, he's trying to drag these guys forward. And it's hard when things like that happen, where they end up taking four of them out and taking each other out on a straight due to some very slow action. I'm not quite sure what was going on with Satiro there. And Bailey, I believe, was a little bit weird, but they've got to stop that. They have to physically stop doing that. That's the problem.
And especially after they had just gotten, for lack of a better term, a gift from Tanso. Yeah. You had 4 Tanso cars taking themselves out, and there was a gift to kind of shift the points back in your favor a little bit, and then ultimately you kind of commit the same exact situation.
I suppose from Matthew's point of view, he was sliding. He couldn't really do a lot about it. Oh, steady, Ryan.
No.
He's trying to send it in too wide. There was always going to be contact there. Always going to be contact. That door was going to shut.
Was that?
Whoa!
Oh, that's Chris Lane. Yeah, boy.
Chris Lane just took a poof.
Yeah,
this was Marion Sebastian. Side
he
by
wasn't
side.
happy about it.
No, gives him that room. Oh, see, you've got to give him wider than that, Marion. Unfortunately, Chris Lane there. Who did he just get a bump off? Was that Dan Foster? It was Foster by the looks of it. Lane runs around the outside.
Well, now, hold up. Yeah, okay.
No,
well,
I saw the beginning bit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He pinched him off hard, ran him off the track. What do you expect him to do? At that point, his car was out of control coming back on the track when he hit him.
Yeah. Some may say karma.
Yeah, well, that's...
Cummings is in pit lane. He's entered into pit lane here. So it could be another place that OGRL gain, depending on where they are on the track. They're all rushing past at the moment for Dean Cummings. He's in 18th at the moment. Is he going to lose a top 25 space? Is he going to exit or is he stopped? No, he's actually stopped for Dean Cummings. Goes down to 19th. 20th.
Yep, he's still dropping, yep.
We'll see where he comes out as we've got Tanso here, Sebastian Benson. Adrian Hadfield, they're all chasing down. Funny enough, Ryan
Cummings
Merriam
is
and
coming
Rick
out
Wisham.
now, so
There's somebody
he might
in and
stay in the
around
top.
this. It's Curtis
Look
Matthews.
at this freight train.
Yeah, Matthews
that's-
moving over again. He's just letting guys through there for Curtis Matthews, so fair play to him. But Peter Woodmore, Alan McCain, look at the Tanso boys. Hadfield, Benson, Sebastian, and there, the front leading one. And then Ryan Merriam up with Rick Wisham, Richard Wisham, and then Cam Frederick. So a little bit of a better rep in the top 10 than they had. I'll say a little because it is still 7-3.
Yes. Yeah, it is a little better. Mainly because now they got a fourth and a sixth. As in their last race, it was like a seventh and an eighth or something. So, but yeah, it's man, I tell you, that top 12 is full of red.
Yeah, it definitely is. Unfortunately for the boys in purple there as well, and poor old OGRL. This has not been their circuit at all. They've taken a little bit of a bashing at Oulton Park. Let's see what goes on next week at Willow Springs and whether or not they are going to be able to fight their way back, Jim. That's really all they've got to be able to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know this, but if it would appear to me that the OGRL guys maybe aren't putting in as many laps, practicing. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got busy schedules, and a lot of these guys run on the series, and I don't know. It just something needs to change because this is devastating.
Could it just be life, Jim?
Sure.
And that instantly reminded me of the Star Trek song. Did anybody else? It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. I don't know why. But there we go. As they continue to fight up. Sorry. Right, Rick Wisham there. Again,
you okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just had flashbacks of a Star Trek song at the same time. I don't know if anybody's heard it. Let me know in YouTube chat. Either that or I've just shown that I'm very, very old here. But I'm sure it went something along the lines of Star Trekking across the universe. Anyway, never mind.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you should watch.
I need a soundbite of that to turn into a.
You should watch it. It was a good song at the time.
I watched Star Trek. I'm older than you.
Yeah, but do you know the song?
I did not know the song. Thank goodness.
Oh my God! I'll find it on Spotify and send it over. Curtis Matthews looks like he's had another bit of a nightmare there as well. We've still got the Tanso 5. I'm going to call.
Hang on, Curtis. Stay in the top 25, buddy.
Yeah. Tanso 5 still fighting it out there as they're continuing. Ryan Dudley still sitting in top 3, and he's defending hard from Cam Fredericks at the moment, Jim. Dudley holding on here.
Ryan Merriam's coming up pretty. He's in 6th place now and closing those gaps up a little bit. He's how much time we got? We don't have a lot of time left, so.
Oh, Lynn Turner, stop it.
Oh.
It really was. It really wasn't a good song. It was catchy. It was along the lines of, the Tweet song.
Maxwell Smart or something like that, along the lines of Maxwell Smart.
The Birdie song, and some of the old you know what I mean. Some of the old ones are funny, but there we go. Oh, Dudley.
Hearing you chin wag along about this is better than the song itself.
Dudley has got, who is that? Rick Wisham in behind, but that's a back marker there of Rick Wisham. Rick is behind.
Yeah, he is, huh?
Yeah, Cam Fredericks as well. I thought they were Cam Fredericks, but it's not Cam Fredericks. Fredericks is a little bit further back. Perhaps the reason you like it is your age. Oh, probably. So there we go. Marion Sebastian, Matt Benson, Adrian Hadfield, Peter Woodmore.
This freight train here. 5 of them in a row right here.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them's a back marker, but still.
Luke Crowley, behave yourself. As well.
What's Luke Crowley doing? Oh,
he's agreeing with Lynn and making me out like I'm ancient.
Yeah, I'm older than you, so there's that.
Well, that makes you a dinosaur.
I definitely am a dinosaur.
Well, there you go. We've just gone on a complete and utter tangent while these guys continue to race around Oulton Park at the moment. It's just a Tanso-dominated top half.
Well, here,
it's just been nuts.
if we're going to have a tangent, let's talk about this real quick. Next week's Willow Springs. What is Willow Springs famous for?
That was the accident from the guy in 1966. What was his name?
Now you say it, and I can't think of his name. He was the one that drove the Ford
GT40. He had an accident in it and died at Willow Springs.
From the Ford versus Ferrari movie guy. Oh, what was his name? Come on now. Oh, that's so bad. I can't believe that. I forgot his name. But yes, that's correct. That's where he got killed in a practice session, testing session.
Yeah. See? I know.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
I mean, you are immersed in racing 24/7. So
yeah, Ken Miles.
Ken Miles, yes.
Yeah, it was Ken Miles there. He's not old, but he does read his race notes off papyrus. I don't actually, Luke. I'm sat here with a stone and chisel. But anyway.
He is. You ought to see his camera. It's like the Flintstones. It's got the little bird that picks out the picture.
Yeah, Rick Wishon there as well. Richard Wishon, I should say, with Ryan Merriam. Then Merriam has got Rylands, and Rylands got Rick Wishon in front of him. And Cam Fredericks is in this situation here. There is Rylands, there is Fredericks. Oh no, it's Dudley that's got company of Rick Wishon. So lots going on here. It would be nice to have a clean race next week without people forcing each other off the track.
Sure.
Yeah, well done. Ken Miles, you'll see my livery tribute tomorrow at Le Mans. Oh, okay, Jared. I look forward to that one.
Oh, nice.
Don't like Le Mans, but I look forward to that. So there you go. I'm not a lover of that track whatsoever. No, too long, too boring. Not good. So there we go. But action's still taking place here at the moment. Top 25 at the moment. The 10-15 split to OGRL. OGRL holding the last spot of Curtis Matthews. Stuart Brearley's 36 seconds back from Matthews, so that spot is pretty safe. Ryan Merriam, however, is not in a good state. Lee Rylands is trying to hold on there, and I'm not quite sure what Lee's going to do here because he's got very fast Ryan Merriam in behind him. 4 minutes on the clock there. No, Jared, I don't like it. So, no.
I mean, I think it's good for the 24-hour of Le Mans, the history of it, the amount of cars and, all of that. That's fine. But to be like a regular track that you race at, on a regular rotation, I don't think so.
See, this is exactly what we picked up on earlier on as well when we were talking about the Monaco Grand Prix, being boring.
Yes, it is kind of the same thing.
And the history is the only reason it's still on the F1 calendar. However, I do want them to take the barriers away and replace them with hay bales because it might make it a little bit more exciting. Ryan Merriam running side by side here with Rylands. Rylands off the circuit, still off the circuit. Richard Wishon has got through as well as Ryland's going to come back on the inside. He's going to try through Cascade to go. It's side by side.
This is not going to go well.
Wishon on the right, Ryland's on the left. Who said it's not going to go well, Jim?
No, he did all right.
Fibbers.
Yeah. I did fib.
He got the job done there.
He actually did a good job holding on to it there. That was a nice piece of driving.
Yeah, he definitely did. Stuart really looks like he's had another little bit of drama. We won't worry too much about that. But at the moment, Dan Wareham, 2:45 on the clock. Where are you, Dan? You're around it. His slops. It's about a 45 second. It's going to be very, very close on whether or not this is going to be the final lap here. We'll see what goes on. I'll keep an eye on the guys. But at the moment, OGRL top 4, 5, 6. And Tanso 1, 2, 3, and then it's here is the problem. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All Tanso. Tanso doing a stunning job. Absolutely love it. And then OGRL 13th, 14th, and 15th. But we're going to keep an eye on this time. This is going to be very, very close if we're going to have one more here.
Apparently, Jake DeGrand had a little off track there. He just lost a couple spots. He was up in 17th or 18th, and now he's back in 20th.
Oh, this is the one. Is it going to be final lap? Where's Barney? Oh, my God. They got that by about a second and a half.
Sure did, huh?
If they slow this down, this could well be the final lap here.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 of them, they certainly have a cushion enough to do that if they want to do that.
They've only got to knock literally a second off their time. And they've been managing to hold up. They would basically get that to the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan Wareham, Josh Arnold, Ryan Dudley.
Wareham dipped a tire off there, man. I thought that was going to be a little scary there for a second, but
1 minute,
man,
10.
He's smooth and fast.
No.
What?
Did well. Is this going to be all on his own, or is there going to be a little bit of a joining bump there? Oh, done it again. He's at the wall. Oh, no, he's come around there for Bradley Tidwell. Drops all the way down into 17th. But Dan Wareham has just been mighty in race 1, mighty in race 2. Arnold's just cleared Dudley. And then Dudley sitting in 3rd place there. They've got 30 seconds to go. They could, as we say, make this the final lap if they really wanted to.
See, this is where having a team spotter out there could really, really help you, have somebody come on the radio and say, guys, slow it down a second or two and this will be it.
Yeah. It's going to be about as close as you're going to be able to make it here.
Well, he's wiggling right there, so it might.
3, 2,
wait a minute.
Flag.
What happened to Wareham?
No, it's not. They've got one more. I think they tried to synchronize that finish, and it didn't go well.
They're talking about Ford versus Ferrari.
I think they tried to synchronize the finish because they start going 3 and 4 wide here. Look, there's the 3 wide scenario. Yeah. Dan Wareham might actually have a slowdown now, or something, because he's dropped down the order. Now they're running side by side, but there's going to be one more here. And to be honest, Fredericks is leading the train with Ryan Merriam and Richard Wisham. Dan Wareham, I believe that's Rick Wisham in behind. It is. But this is definitely now going to be the last lap. They literally crossed over the line with barely a second to go. Mental.
Yeah, well, again, something we talked about in an earlier race today with OGRL guys was people, doing silliness before the race is over and it costing you big time. That could have cost them big time right there. It looks like it's not, but the fact that they're getting cocky to the point of trying to go 3 wide across the finish line.
That's what it looked like to me, but they may not have done. It was either that or Wareham's got to slow down, and he had to slow down and allow him through, but Arnold's going to come over the line. Dudley's going to be in 2nd place, and Wareham takes the 3rd there. Great job. Rick Wisham, you have finished, but Richard Wisham grabs 4th place. Cam Fredericks 5th, and then Ryan Merriam. Not quite sure why they didn't swap that around.
I was thinking the same thing with Wareham at the end of the race there. Why didn't they let Wareham get back to the 1st place?
Because of the championship.
He's their points leader, so.
I'm not sure, Jim, to be honest.
Yeah, to me, that's where a team boss is missing. Somebody that can, it doesn't take a genius to figure out Wareham should, finish, get the most points since he's their leader. Same with Merriam,
Yeah, but should they be doing it this early in the season?
Sure. I mean, if you're, this whole thing is about is about championships, I mean, this whole thing is all about who's better. Individual and team.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's just like the Curtis Matthews argument, being a gentleman, letting people go by versus holding them up a little bit, I mean, do you play the team game or do you,
Yeah, well, Lopez is going to come over the line. And then it is literally just Curtis Matthews finishing off here. Let's bring you up the results for that feature race.
But either way, it was a throttling, so.
Yeah, Josh Arnold takes the victory after a 3rd place in race number 1. Ryan Dudley grabs 2 second places this evening. with Dan Wareham in first and third in this one. Then you've got Richard Wisham, Cam Fredericks and Ryan Merriam, your 4, 5, 6. Then Lee Rylands, Matt Benson, Peter Woodmore, Marion Sebastian and Adrian Hadfield with Alan McCain. Will Bailey, Egov Satiro, Dan Forster, Rick Sanchez, Bradley Tidwell, and Dean Cummings. Then in below that, you got Joseph Lopez, Rick Wisham, Jack DeGrand, Michael Dolan, Terry Atkinson, Curtis Matthews, and then John Johnson 2 laps down, Stuart Brearley, Chris Slane, Sean Atkinson, Carlos Ruiz, Stanley Jr., and Neil Kennedy. Is there a lot we can really say about that, Jim, do you reckon, on this week?
No, that was just a good old-fashioned butt kicking. That's what it was.
Was it a beatdown, Jim? Was it a beatdown?
Pretty close. The first race was definitely a beatdown. You know, it's that was a tough week for OGRL. They're really gonna need to bounce back. There's not that many weeks left.
What can they do, though? That's the question. What can they do? I've been looking forward to bringing this man up into the booth with me this week as well. Guys, first of all, son, let's have a chat about your race. A bit of a tough one.
Do we really want to talk about that one?
I want to talk about that one first before we get into the other bits.
No, unfortunately, it didn't go the way I'd hoped. I was practicing, but unfortunately, felt like the setup didn't feel the way it was during all practice throughout the week. So it just led me to just a little bit more off track than I was hoping for, and then a couple instances where I ran into my own guys on the backstretch.
What happened there? Because they did look like they slowed right up first, Curtis. So sorry to interrupt there, but they did look like they slowed right up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with Stanley and Chris on that one. And I was coming up and I was like, hey, guys, I'm coming through. And thought they were staying in their spot. And so I was going to go on the outside or on the inside, coming up to the chicane. And then I saw Chris cut over. So I go to the middle and I was just going too fast. And I tried to cut in the middle and I sideswiped Stanley. And I rolled 16 times. I counted 16. It was incredible.
Yeah, mainly impressive, Sam. We saw it from your cockpit.
I'm in VR, so it was even more insane. Like it was just going and going. I felt like I was in Talladega Nights, where he's just flipping over and over, and like we're gonna go commercial break. Comes back and keeps flipping. Like it was just like, is this gonna stop?
No, I can imagine on that one, dude. As well, we obviously mentioned earlier on about the loss you felt this week. What would you like to say about it?
So I wish I had a better outcome on the race. Because I do want to dedicate this race to my friend Rob Holland, who passed away on Thursday. He was an aerobatic pilot that performed throughout the world and mainly the U.S. I met him when I was with the Navy Blue Angels, and unfortunately, we lost him this week, and it was really cool because they actually burned a piano. So I know that the RAF it's a tradition with the RAF. When you lose a pilot, you burn a piano. So they burned one in his honor over the weekend, which was a nice dedication. So no, it's heartbreaking. We lost another great performer last year, the driver of Shockwave, the jet truck. So I was friends with him as well. And so the unfortunate reality about, what they do is, it comes at a risk. Same with race car driving. There's a risk to these things, but, these guys love what they do and they know the risk, and they died, unfortunately, doing what they love.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things we do. We did post a link earlier on as well, if you did want to have a read up on Rob and everything else that he's been involved with on that one. Curtis, much love, buddy. I would ask you if there's anyone you want to give a shout out to while you're there.
Just you guys for all this great broadcast. All the Tanso and John for hosting this and getting us up and running. To all my teammates and OGRL, I know we get frustrated at times throughout the week with their racing. But we all keep coming back to defend our freedom and prove OGRL is just as good, if not better, than Tanso. Unfortunately, this week wasn't that way, but also want to thank my wife for letting me do this. And again, my heart goes out to Rob Holland's family and all the airship performers that lost a great guy this year.
No, absolutely, man. Well, you take care, buddy, and we'll look at catching up with you soon.
All right, great job, guys. See y'all later.
Bye. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mr. Curtis Matthews. Final word from you, Jim.
Shocked a little bit, man. I really did not expect it to go this rough for OGRL. I hope they practice it up a little bit and bounce back next week and challenge it up a little bit. I'd like to see some of those other OGRL guys come over and rep a little bit too. They've got some good drivers over there that could sure help the cause.
Yeah, they have as well. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me once more. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Jim Cunningham. Much love to everybody who's been in voice chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be epic. But for now, and as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.